By the half year is over, what have you done well, what have you not done well in the last 6 months? Analyze. You can't just do that on a yearly basis. You should do it at least on a monthly basis where you're falling short. For example, I was also thinking about it. Last 6 months have been quite eventful for me, at least if I look back. But at the same time, one thing that I think I need to make correction is that if there is a trip or if I'm going out for 2 days or 3 days or 7 days or whatever, I need to get back to my routine, my time frame in terms of waking up and everything the very next day, not even day after. That is something that I've been doing wrong, and the excuse is that, my time frame, my body clock has changed a bit. So you make immediate adjustment. Next day you wake up early, irrespective of your sleep lost and everything, so that day you sleep early, so that next day onwards is absolutely perfect. So I've been doing that wrong. My waking up early time and all has been a little off. And the second very bad mistake I've been making is I've been reading a little too much in terms of Twitter and everything. But that is again on the news side. But even then, that is not beneficial. Your reading should be more from books and not from news, because news is anyways going to get stale the very next day. And in order to understand news, the chain of events and everything, it is very important for you to read the right set of books, to be able to make sense of the news that is happening, to understand the pattern, to understand the story, to understand the psychology, to understand the why behind the news. Because just reading news is not going to educate me, right? Of course, we need to be updated in terms of what's happening, but how much and with what all data points? Of course, there was an election and therefore there was more interest in terms of news, and then the budget coming up and everything. So I agree, but I still cannot take that as an excuse. My reading proportion has to be still more than the proportion of news that I'm reading. In fact, the ratio should be barely 5% or 2% should be the news component. Of course, it might differ in terms of somebody. Your work profile might require you to do so. You need to be updated, but with what kind of news is also something that we need to understand. These are two things. Half of May and June, what I've been wasting my time on is the Twitter part and the news. I mean, Twitter is not Twitter per se, but I read a lot of news articles. I YouTube also with the news clips and all, because I don't watch any news channel at all. So these are the two primary things that I think I've been going wrong with. And three, if I would think that I think I can get a little more disciplined, a little more for sure in certain aspects in terms of doing that, so that my next 6 months have to be better than my previous 6 months. And I'm not even saying that you have to do this analysis every 6 months. You have to do it on a monthly basis, that what went right, what went wrong. Of course, you cannot have a productivity graph like this. It will go down, but it cannot be this and this. It has to be this. You have to immediately bring it up. It cannot be this and then this. You can't do this. It will be like this. You have to immediately bring it up. So think on that, reflect on that, because half year already gone. Already half year gone. I don't know how many of you and how much are you happy about your output in the last 6 months. And it does not have to be very mechanically the way I'm saying it. Of course, your output also includes what is the quality time you've had for yourself or your holidays and everything. So you put that into perspective as well. Because a lot of times you're wasting time and we're not even enjoying it. I was reading somewhere about, stress is because of inaction, not because of action. When you're not doing something, when you're procrastinating over it, when you're delaying it, that is when stress builds up. When you're doing things and completing things, your stress actually goes down. Because you have better confidence for yourself, right? So evaluate your last 6 months. Make sure you do it.